nursing career paths. That's what we're going to talk about today. If you don't know me, my name is Bilquis 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. I'm an RN and Certified Director of Nursing and Administration in Long-Term Care. I am the owner of Welcome to Long-Term Care and the DON Training Program. And what I love most is doing mentorship. All right, so this year I signed off 4 people to go to LPN school that starts January 2025. And with my Welcome to Long-Term Care mentorship program, this is where I mentor aspiring nurses, okay, or nurses who are students at this time, okay? And in that program, we go over areas that you can work in as an LPN once you are done. All right, so I wanted to put this information out because I'm sure other people will have questions also. So we're going to talk about nursing career paths, all right? Some of the areas that you can work in as an LPN, all right? We all know you can work in the hospital setting, you can work in outpatient clinics, doctor's office, nursing homes, and I wanted to put here, so I have an administrator here. And this is because as an LPN, if you have your degree, you can go and take the administrator's course. All right, so the same as myself, right? If I wanted to go and be an administrator at a long-term care facility, I have my degree, I would then go take that course to become a nursing home administrator. The same you can do if you was an LPN. Now, your course, your program that you would take would be longer than mine because I am an RN and you are an LPN. But if you have your degree, you can still become an administrator of a nursing home. All right. And then in the assisted living setting, you can work as an LPN. You can also be a DON. Okay. So if you're an LPN and you want to get into leadership, you can get a role at a facility and be the DON. And you don't have to have any certification for that besides your LPN. And then you can also be what they call the administrator, the executive director. But there is a leadership course for LPNs who are looking to become certified in the, as a leadership role, through NADANA. You can check out certifications for nurse leadership there, all right, if you want that certification. I push my LPNs to do that. Why? Because it's just giving you more knowledge, all right? Personal care homes, okay? You can either be the LPN, the DON, or the administrator, okay? Again, you're going to be running the facility. And if you want to do that, if you want to be the administrator, you would go and take the course for the personal care home administrator's course, all right? And that's a 100-hour, it's a 100-hour course, okay? And that's the certification that I have as well. You can do home care where you're working with pediatrics, geriatrics, adults, dialysis centers, but not with setting up the patients. Okay, when you work in a dialysis center, you might just be doing like observation of the patient or some charting, getting vital signs. You wouldn't necessarily be hooking up the patient. You can do vaccinations with Department of Health. You can sign up to do vaccinations through them. And you can also just do like work at like a pharmacy, like Rite Aid or something like that, and do vaccinations that way. You can do school nursing, all right? And everybody loves some of the perks about school nursing because when the kids are off, you're off. The downside about it is that they might not make as much money, okay? That's one of the things that I hear most is that the pay is low. Of course, unless you go and work under like an agency. The workplace center. Okay, the workplace center is where you would go get your physical. For example, if I hire someone, I send them to the workplace and they would, you know, get their TB, their drug test. So you can do something like that. Corrections. All right, corrections is a big one. Right now, I run a medical unit at a correctional facility, and you can be the LPN, and you can also be what they call a health service administrator. Okay. Excuse me, right now I'm training someone to be in that position. So, and she's an LPN, so she's going to actually be running that medical center now. Travel nursing, okay, who don't want to secure the bag doing travel nursing and you get to see, you know, multiple areas, okay, that's like always a good thing. We have med spa, all right, plastic surgery. I do have a nurse that works at a plastic surgery center. So that's another option. You can get into case management, wound care, all right? And there's a wound care certification that you can take as an LPN also. Insurance is a big one. And insurance is typically you can work from home doing insurances. Educator, all right. So for example, I have my certification to teach a CNA program. Now as an LPN, you won't be able to be the primary instructor, but you can be a secondary instructor. Meaning if I needed a secondary instructor, I can reach out to an LPN and say, hey, can you be my secondary instructor for my program? Research assistant, medical sales. All right, this is another big one. And I think this is where we just don't think about. We don't think about getting into the sales industry as nurses. But let me tell you, it's definitely a bag in that area. Pharmacy, you know, working for a pharmacy company like Omnicare or something like that. Telehealth is always good. And, you know, telehealth also might be from home. And then private duty, okay? Private duty, if you really get like a good private duty case that's private pay, okay, honey, you can really get a bag, all right? And what I mean by that is I know people who work for high clientele, right? Meaning they don't have insurance, they strictly pay out of pocket, and wherever this client goes, they go. So they have been traveling the world. And when I mean the world, I mean that, okay? So that is another thing. The downside is that you're really with that patient 24/7, all right? So it's kind of like, it's like you and you might have a crew and y'all divide it up, okay, and take shifts. But typically when you get into that private duty with those private clients, they are wanting you to be there 24/7. Wherever they go, you need to be there also, all right? So this is part one of nursing career paths. And like I said, I wanted to put this out because in my mentorship program, this is the things that we talk about. Where do you see yourself wanting to be once you graduate as an LPN? All right. You don't have to LPNs aren't just made to work in the nursing homes. All right. And we really have to kill that stigma that this is what LPNs are for, just to work in the nursing homes. They're not. You can do so much as an LPN, but if you don't know, you don't know. All right. So I hope this video helps. If you are aspiring LPN, if you're looking to get into some type of mentorship, join my Welcome to Long-Term Care Mentorship Program. Now for the aspiring, it's not a fee, okay? So this is me just giving back and helping to be that mentor and help guide you in your career. All right, so join me on my Welcome to Long-Term Care Mentorship Program, and let's get you on the right path in deciding what type of nurse you want to be once you graduate. And then sometimes you might not know until you get into trying. You might try a nursing home and say, this isn't for me. And then you might go to the hospital and say, you know what, I do love it here. And then you might want to transition into that RN. And then once you transition into that RN, we go over again how to navigate to that process also. All right, so I hope this video helps. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and follow for more tips. Excuse me, and share this video with, you know, some nurses or aspiring nurses looking to get into the field and just really don't know what they want to do. All right, I'll talk to you soon.